Okay, here I'm back again. I'm back now. On this video, on this part of my episode for today, I'm gonna talk about why I hate snitches. Why I fucking hate snitches. Why I don't like to snitch myself. And sometimes, what snitches have gotten me, what trouble they've got me, what it led me to doing, so on. Okay. We was in group today again at Bridgehaven. I mean, we're not really supposed to talk about what happens in groups, but I can discuss a subject just as long as I don't bring names of people in it. People wouldn't even know who I was talking about anyway. You know what I'm saying? Okay. We were talking about snitches. We was talking about snitches in the group because, well, I know somebody right now that is in trouble with the feds and have to go to court. They facing 3 years because it had to do with the gun and it had to do with snitching and ratting on somebody. And it's not who you think I'm talking about. This is another person, somebody I know for about 20 years. Young person. She's a woman. It's a young girl. I don't want to discuss everything, but I'm sitting here wondering, you get people, they get charged for something, and it's like the law tells you, if you rat and tell us rat on this person, such and such, we won't give you no jail time, you'll be free, we'll drop whatever charges you got, or you might not have gotten any charges at all. You might not have gotten nothing, not done shit. But they want to sit here and charge you with something just for being there. And, you get a lot of people you got people that will rat because they ain't trying to go down and go to jail for someone else. Or they ain't trying to do extra time for not ratting. Then you got people out there that ain't gonna snitch because they don't believe in it. Simply, they don't. And to sit here and just be honest with you about this ratting and this snitching, law trying to get you to rat and snitch, I mean, what are they trying to do? They trying to make your deathbed for you when you get out of jail? Because it's like, this is what's going to happen to somebody that does snitch. You snitch on somebody, and especially your friends, your friends that you snitching on, your own family, or whoever. Well, guess what? They're going to know you snitched. And then when you get out of jail, they're going to be home. There's going to be a bullet with your name on it. Am I wrong or right? I mean, damn. That person that you're asking to snitch has a life established where they live at. But shit, if you're going to sit there and make them snitch, I mean, they ain't going to be able to go home. I know people right now that have done that shit, snitched on somebody. And you know what? They can't, they snitched on somebody wherever city they from. Like, say, for example, they from Chicago and they snitched on somebody. Well, everybody, they know that they person snitched. Well, they can't go back to their hometown because if they go back to Chicago, they ass gonna get killed for snitching. Well, damn, do they have a snitch protection program? What do they do when you snitch besides drop your charges? Well, what if you have to move somewhere else so you don't get shot? Are they gonna pay for your moving expenses? Damn, I mean, you got kids that might be in school. You might have a job that you have to go back to. I mean, you'd have to fucking start a new life over. I think it's fucked up that the damn law wants to make people snitch. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you, and I think that's really stupid. Why do they make you snitch? Why do they make people snitch? I mean, I don't know details about what this person did, but like I said, they're basically telling this friend of mine, telling this girl, if they said she had 8 years. They was going to give her 8 years for whatever she did. I don't know what she did. Hey, Miss Cynthia, I'm discussing a pretty interesting subject right now. It's about snitching. And why I don't like snitches. But first of all, yeah, we was discussing that group, and one dude just said that he would snitch and he said if he had to, said he wasn't going to go down for anybody if he had a rat on somebody and wind up moving out of town or moving somewhere so he don't get shot. But yeah, you can move, and then you know what? Motherfuckers are still going to be looking for your ass no matter where you go. Damn, if you in Chicago and you snitched on somebody and you got arrested, you're interrogated by the feds and stuff, and they're telling you that, you know what I'm saying, you got a rat on somebody, we won't give you no jail time, we'll leave you alone, whatever. But you know what? When your ass gets home, somebody gonna be waiting for you with the fucking AK. And you know what? You can get on up through, move your ass somewhere like, don't want to, definitely, shit, the only way you're going to be safe from anybody is if you move up into Siberia or something, or no man's land, where nobody ain't going to come get you. I'm telling you. I don't understand. They ask these people to snitch. The damn law does. But I'm going to tell you what, I don't like snitches. Okay? It goes back. I remember when I was a kid, people didn't like me. They snitched on me. I don't care if anybody liked me. It's just, that was the way people would bully me sometimes, you know. If they see me doing something I shouldn't do, they go snitch on me. You know? That was me. And sometimes it even worse is when they make up something and lie and snitch on it. Like say, somebody said one time, this is stuff happened to me. Somebody at the center was said I went back in the kitchen and stole food out of the refrigerator because I had no food at home. Now they snitched, and that's a lie, because I didn't ever go back there and steal no damn food. Why would I steal food from anywhere? Yeah, I probably didn't have much food in the house, but damn, I know places I can get food. I ain't got to steal no food. And if I needed food, I would have asked for it. You know, just shit like this. This is shit I've had to deal with my whole life. You know, and it doesn't matter what neighborhood it was. It didn't matter if I was in the East End, the South End here, West End. Didn't matter if I was out in the Hurstbourne or living in a subdivision where you got neighbors living right smack next to each other, like sometimes where I live. And damn, you'd have people. That was another reason I didn't like snitches. That was, you know, I lived in this one. I remember this house my parents rented. It was a bi-level, the one that was falling apart, you know. And there was another one we had. And it's like we would get neighbors always calling and snitching about our barking dog. My dad didn't have his car parked in the right place. I mean, it's like you got people that got nothing better to do than snitch on people. And I remember he used to piss my dad off because shit, it's like my dad be like, hey, if you got a problem with something I'm doing, if you got a problem, say something, show yourself and come to my face. Why are you going to go behind my back and snitch on me? And then I get a letter in the mail saying, if I gotta do something about my boat, I gotta do this and that. Well, it's like, okay, if you don't move your boat, if you don't move your car, we're coming over and towing it off your lot. Towing out of my yard? Yeah, because see, there was one time I had a car, and I was away at college. My parents at the time was living in this suburb, Anderson, in Cincinnati. See, they had just moved there when I moved down to Moorhead. Well, my car's transmission was fucked up. It was the Pontiac I had. So, just to make things easier for Dad to move cars around and everything, I had to park my car over on the side of the house in the grass. Well, I get a letter while I'm away telling me the damn township telling me if I don't move my car, or if my car ain't parked somewhere else by such and such or whenever, that they're going to come tow my car off the fucking lot. And if that happens, and then they said I would have to pay impoundment fees and all that shit. It's like my dad had his house. He wanted to fix the basement. Nah, and he wanted to do it without telling anybody, because if he did, some bitch was out there going to some fucking housewife with nothing better to fucking do is going to call and say, well, this guy's fixing his... Well, you know what? Then my dad would get fined because he didn't get a permit, shit like that. See, that's why I hate fucking snitches, because they fucking start trouble. They fucking do nothing but start fucking drama. And it don't matter what neighborhood it is. I was sitting here talking about how I don't like to live in subdivisions out in the suburbs around, I ain't trying to offend nobody, but around certain white people, because it's a tendency for them to snitch on stupid shit. Yeah, people are going to snitch in the hood too, like sometimes if they know that you're drug dealing or they know that you doing stuff, they're going to snitch. They're going to snitch. That's, they snitch about stuff like that. But damn, you go out some of these damn suburbs, they snitch over the dumbest shit. If you throw your cigarette, well, this is what the fuck happened. I threw my cigarette down on the ground, and some bitch had the nerve to rat on me for that. Rat on this, and then I get a letter from the office saying, okay, you cannot throw your cigarette butts on the ground. Okay, well, if you don't want my cigarette butts thrown on the ground, then maybe you should put a receptacle or something for us to throw the cigarette butts in. How about that? But yeah, that's another thing. I used to live in this apartment up in Ohio, and this lady that lived on the third floor was always nosing and eyeballing me and everything else. And you want me to tell you something? She snitched on me for that, and then she snitched on me because she said there was weed smell coming from my apartment. And the po-po came over there and found roaches. I had to do 30 days. I could have got some jail time. At least it was the damn roaches I had. But I had to do 30 days up there in Dayton, Ohio. I had a job I was working at, and it was no call, no show, because I got locked up and they fired me. But, that's what that's what I've had to go through with fucking snitches. And it don't matter where I fucking live. Because even down like East End, what do you call the hood, the ghetto, it's like, you have people down there that just collect welfare, sit around the house, they don't do nothing but sit around the house, nothing to do. And they like snitching on people too. But I'm telling you, East End, you don't want to snitch on nobody, because you see what happened to one girl, got her ass whooped. I sure posted it on Facebook too. The bitch got her, man, I tell you, two of them girls, they was punching her, and I don't know if her sister or mother got beat up too, because they kept snitching on people. I'm just saying now, when you snitch on these snitches, I'm not trying to judge, but damn, if you live in the hood or live in the inner city, live somewhere where people ain't gonna put up with that shit, people are really doing shit, trying to be the hustle on and shit, and you snitch, you're gonna get killed. You're either gonna get killed or you're gonna get beat the fuck up. I don't fucking, so I was in their group today, and they were sitting here talking about, okay, you know what the group with the facilitator had a nerve to say to me? He's like, well, you know what? They said they had every right to snitch because I was doing something I shouldn't have done. Well, what the hell was it their business to snitch on me? It wasn't their fucking business. They should have minded their own damn business. Why are they gonna fucking snitch on me? And I told them the reason they snitched on me, because they fucking didn't like me. I don't care if they don't like me. They were doing fucking hate. You can read, some of my rap songs that I've written. There's so many of them that are just about snitchers and haters. And then when you try to get a hustle in, when you try to hustle, You can't get it. You're afraid to hustle, do anything. Some things are just, you know what I'm talking about. You're out here hustling, trying to get it. You know what I'm saying? You're afraid to do a lot of stuff because you don't trust people because you don't know if they're going to snitch. Snitches have just ruined my life. Ruined my damn life. You know, it's like, you know, one thing I had to learn from snitches is never tell everybody your damn business either. If you're doing something you really, like I said, if you're drug dealing, you want to keep that shit to yourself. You don't even want to live around people that are going to snitch. You don't even want to live where your clients live. You don't want to live out in the suburbs. You know what? I'm telling you, if I ever had money to get me a big ass house and everything else, I'm not living in the suburbs. I'm going to take my ass out the country somewhere and build my fucking shit. So I don't have to worry about snitching ass neighbors. Yep, and that's what, you know, I have to say about snitches. Like I said, that's what I have to say about snitches. And the only time, like I said, there's a few occasions where I will rat on somebody. You know, if it involves animals, kids, you know, like I said, if I see kids or animals being abused or something or molested, you know, if I see that happen, and yes, I'll definitely snitch on somebody. Or let's just say I seen somebody breaking into my parents' house, you know, I'm definitely going to call on the motherfucker. But I don't know about that. You know, that's if I don't catch the motherfucker, you know. But I tell you what, if I did see somebody breaking in my parents' house in their car, I said, you know what, snitching would have just been the last resort, you know. I said, I'd go out, find a shotgun, go find something. They ass be dead. I'd get back whatever they stole. Because what the fuck is snitching gonna do? You know, they had a nerve to say, okay, let's just talk about saying, like, you live somewhere. I was giving them a scenario. What if you live somewhere and you got a drug dealers on the corner, and these drug dealers have nothing to do with you? You know what I'm saying? They have nothing to do with that person. That person ain't bothering that person, but yet the person wants to go snitch on them for drug dealing. That didn't involve them. And then the guy in group said, well, maybe those people don't want to be around drug dealers. They don't want them around. Well, if that's the case, then why did they move in the neighborhood in the first place? If they don't like drug dealers, get the fuck out. Move the fuck out. Leave people alone. Mind your own business. That's what I have to fucking say. And they act like, okay, but they want to sit there and act like I'm wrong for not snitching. I don't have to fucking snitch. No, I'm not wrong. I'm doing the right fucking thing. One thing my family never did. One thing my family never did growing up. Never snitched on anybody. Now, there was one time they did snitch on somebody, and that was when we was riding home somewhere, and this semi-truck was driving and swaying all kinds of in and out, and almost cut my parents off. We almost got an accident with the semi, and it was kind of freaking out, and we got the number. I remember they got the phone number off there, and they called on it. But that's the only time I remember my parents ever snitching on anybody. You know. Well, you had to do something to them, you know. There's one time somebody tried to break in our house. Like I said, there was one time somebody tried to break in our house one time. Dad called a popo on whoever did it. But you know what? Popo ain't done nothing. They didn't catch the people that did it. I mean, what's the damn popo gonna do? I mean, it's what my parents did about the situation. At least they did. I could say, well, you know what? It was probably better for them to call Popo than to not do shit at all. Shoot, sometimes it's just like when you have shit happen like that, you know, it's better just take matters in your own hands. But, you know, I mean, there are situations, I guess, where you have to call the police, but it should only involve you. You and your family, your circle. You know, not somebody that you don't, just some random person you see walking around the street. They look suspicious. They out here probably selling dope or something. But you know what? That's their business. Leave them alone. Ain't bothering you. They not bothering you. And I have to say that's what I have to say about snitching. And I'm glad, and I'd like to thank whoever's watching this. And again, like I said, it comes to kids being abused, it comes to dogs, animals being abused. Yeah, I'm gonna call and snitch. If I see you beating the shit out of your dog or your cat, I'm gonna call the animal control and the cops on you. Yes, I am. You know, if I see you raping a child, I'm gonna call the cops on you. You know, because that's sensitive stuff. That's stuff that does need to be done. I mean, that's something that has to be snitched on. But we're just talking about, you know, just in the neighborhood you live. Ain't nobody bothering you, but you see something, leave it alone. It's like, that's what I tell Jerome all the time. Jerome's always snitching on people out there in his neighborhood. You know what I tell him? I said, you lucky to be alive right now. You lucky to be alive, especially where you living. And to be honest with you, he shouldn't even live where he's at because the way he acts. Shit, no wonder his daddy wants him out of there. Now, I don't know. Now, only thing is, what would you do in a situation where you had neighbors? Maybe, let's say you got neighbors that are good friends or something. It's like I was telling my parents, you know, like I said, if I seen somebody breaking their house, breaking their car, and I seen who it was, I'd be out there taking pictures and showing them who did it, you know. I don't know about snitching on somebody, but snitching, like I said, in that case scenario is the last resort. As far as snitching on drug dealers and snitching on that stuff, you know, leave it alone. You need to leave it alone. See, that's why I can never live out in these white suburbs there. These suburbs with certain white people live there because all they do is snitch over dumb shit. And, you know, I have been a victim of the snitches all my life. I mean, I didn't grow up in the suburbs, but I've had to go to school around them. I've had to go to school with people. You know, I've had to go places where I've seen them. You know, shit, I was up in such parts of Mount Washington, you can't do that shit. I was just outside, and me and my brother, not my blood brother, but Jamie, we was just outside cussing and everything. And all of a sudden, they got complaints. We got complaints. The police show up saying, "Well, we got complaints. We got neighbors that's called on you saying you're out here cussing and yelling and doing all that stuff. Blah blah blah. You know, they're gonna write us up." I said, "You know what? And you know what the cop had to say, and my friend had to say?" I said, "This is not Eastern Avenue." I said, "Yeah, Eastern Avenue, y'all can do that stuff, but you up here in this neighborhood, you can't do it." You know. See, Mount Washington, it was kind of crossed between inner city and suburbs, you know. You had inner city, you know, it wasn't inner city, it was right in the city neighborhood, but it was one of those neighborhoods where you were leaving the inner city and going out to the suburbs. You know, that's where I slept, laid my head, you know. But I kicked it in the East End. Kicked it in Eastern Avenue, where you snitch, you got your ass hurt. You may not get killed, and you ain't gonna get killed or shot in East End. But if you snitch, I swear to God, you're gonna be hurt. You're gonna have to go to the hospital and get stitches. And you know what? You know that picture I had up? I'm telling you, I bet that bitch had to go get stitches to her face. Because I know my friend's, well, it was her brother's wife, her sister-in-law. Yeah, she was the one that had to basically beat the shit out of this woman. And her daughter, too. It's my friend's daughter. But anywho, that's what I got to say. And feel free to offer your opinion. Peace.